Yes, people, rivals, not virals. You know what it is. It's familiar faces on the screen as they are every week. You know, if you're here, obviously you ain't seen Monts in a while. You probably ain't seen Egal in a while. You probably ain't seen Kendall in a while. I wonder why. And obviously Greasy's there all the time. Obviously, big up Greasy. Obviously,
what about me?
Might be that. Yeah. A lot of Chelsea fans might be
Hi,
here.
Monts.
We're gonna rinse. Wax lyrical about Chelsea, mate. Big Chelsea can't even get broadcasted live. Come on, man. We're doing up 1980s, like listening like it's flipping match score all over again in the 90s.
Do you know what though? We deserve
the teletext on and
that we can hold that. We can hold that for finishing 12th. Yeah, we deserve that. I had to sit there listening to commentary, bro. Like, what's going on?
No, you need to get a fire stick, bro.
Bro, I've got one and it wasn't working, bro.
I did wonder why. Oh, for real? Cass, did you try on ours?
Yeah. There's no Chelsea.
There was no coverage.
Oh, hold on. So it wasn't like Sky and TNT and BBC and ITV where nowhere in the world was covering it.
No coverage whatsoever.
No coverage.
Nothing.
Oh.
I was. Is it a shame? Is it shameless to say I was watching through Matisse's Instagram live?
Yeah.
Hold on. What?
Yeah. Couple people were doing that.
No. How was he watching it then?
He was at the game.
He was at the game.
Oh, right. Okay. Got you. Wow. Matisse at a game. Imagine that. Mad. Hold tight, Matisse.
that was just weird.
I could have actually had a ticket, but obviously I committed to this, innit? So I was like,
the only options we had today.
What, you chose us for over going to the bridge.
Yeah. Come on.
Oh, you know what? Maybe I like you a bit more now because I go to games over Never Fail all the time. So salute to that.
I committed already, man. Then I got a plug earlier. I was like, nah, I'm doing something, so I'm here.
You must
more
be
important
blessed.
still.
First time getting back-to-back wins since March.
If that's true, it is what it is.
Aye, but you know what though, man? Someone had back-to-back losses in this very panel. I wonder who it was. Who was that? Sitting there pretty. But anyways, you didn't miss much. And anyways, Don, your second string team clearly isn't good enough, and now Colwell's injured. You know, not looking good, but he might.
What was it? Does anyone know what type of injury it was? Was it all right?
Ankle. I just saw a video of him with like ice wrapped around his ankle. Left foot.
So it could just be a twist.
Yeah.
Chelsea's dropping like flies. What's going on?
Bro.
But bro, do you know what? To be fair, we're going to talk about Chelsea a lot, I'm sure. But do you know what? Maybe Don, you'll know. Your fitness team, has it changed recently or anything?
Do you know what it is? They sacked everyone that was there under Roman, and then they brought in a new team.
Oh,
but now they're trying to bring
mad sense.
Yeah, and I think they're trying to.
It's gone down since then, innit? It's got worse since then. Yeah,
bro, it's bad, bro. Like we had 12, like I said, 12 injuries at one point last season, 9 right now.
So when Reece James's fitness guy came out and was like, "If I speak," that was about the new lot, innit? That was about the new lot.
That must have been, because I remember that game. He got rushed back.
And then he said, "If I speak," yeah.
Apparently, his team, his what do you call it? Personal trainer, or whatever. Told them, listen, don't rush him back, and they just rushed him back, and he got injured. So I don't know, man.
I think that's a big deal. You know, that is a big deal. Even when you look at, like, sometimes you'll see a player that has a bad injury record at one club, and everyone's like, "Yeah, you got to be careful with this one," and then they'll go to another club, and there's no issues. It's just being managed differently. Like it really can be that. And I can't talk. City get it wrong sometimes as well.
Right. Go on.
Talking about managed differently, I think I owe Daps an apology because last time we were on here, I was saying to you,
you don't need to apologize for anything you say on it, bro.
Because your team was looking like they were having a bad transfer window. You weren't doing much, and I'm like, you know what? I started calling it out. Next thing you know, they start making 2 signings, selling a bunch of players. Now it looks like you might have the best.
But it was always gonna. But you know what, Egal? That's not even. You can learn from that, and it's not just about the transfer window. It's like, don't wait. Like, don't talk too soon, innit? Like, that's the thing. Don't talk too soon. That's all I'm going to say. And here's the thing. Listen, and I'll say it.
Window. What do you expect from me?
No, because if I say I've heard things, I've heard things, right? Same way you could probably tell me if you've heard things at Arsenal. And by the way, I still I still expect, and you know what, I hope just to make it that little bit more competitive, I hope you go out and buy a defender before that transfer window closes. Otherwise, it could be long for you. Could be a lot. I do. I want this to be a fun season, not an easy season.
You heard the undertones. It's up right now. Then it's looking like an easy season.
Well, I mean, go on. Sorry, go on, Cuz.
I need to play a little game.
You two are going to go at it again, aren't you?
Hand up if your team won on the weekend.
Smash a like if your team won at the weekend.
Hands up. That's my hand. All right.
People at home, get involved. Smash a like, get involved.
Hands up if your team has 6 points or more.
Oh, I'm there.
Oh,
7 points or more?
9.
8 points or more?
Hands up.
Hi guys.
Hands up if your team had hands down hands up if your team done back-to-back losses in first 3 games. Oh, hi Kendall. Yeah, you seem quiet there.
So what's the most important one? Hands up if you're unbeaten.
Hands up if your team's got 2 6s incoming. Oh,
hands up if your team doesn't. Hands up if your team doesn't need 2 6s.
Yeah, I could be a part of that now.
How about this? Hands up if everyone laughed at your transfer window, but it's all about getting points on the board.
I could probably. Did people laugh at City's transfer?
Because they spoke about your club like you was getting relegated. They spoke about my club like that was done.
You know what? Hands up if you're looking beautiful in a cap tonight.
Oh, sorry, I don't even have that.
I love the way Egal put his hand up, but Kendall didn't. I wasn't aiming at you.
I'm doing the Neil Warnock, man. I'm doing the Neil Warnock.
Hi, Kendall. I'm so happy that you're happy right now. And I know that's a fake smile going on.
I just gotta do it.
You know, like
I literally have not slept for 3 days. These don't. I literally haven't slept.
That sounds like a vibe. Were you at Carnival?
Did you see her pre-match? Did you see her pre-match video?
It's actual, literal, like. Actual PTSD I cannot call up. Like the Champions League draws tomorrow. My first Champions League draw since I was what 8-year-old, and I literally can't even. I cannot.
Positive
even
on that though. You about
enjoy it. I'm actually not.
You're gonna do a watch along?
For what? The Champions League draw.
I don't think Kendall does. And one of your players is getting in scraps on the tune as well. That was a mad one.
No,
that was funny. You don't like Lascelles though. You got into an argument with his family.
I don't like him as a player. I think he's.
Did you actually?
I think he's absolutely.
What?
Yeah, she got into an argument with Lascelles fans on Twitter.
Oh yeah.
Oh my word.
I used to hate him. But my agenda was like very serious. Obviously, since Eddie Howe came in, it's not too bad because he hasn't really paid that much. But it used to be very, very bad. Like I used to absolutely despise the kid. Like
clearly, so did the. You didn't order the hit on him, did you?
No, I did not. Oh, okay. I'm not that petty. I think I would have done maybe he's done like a better job if I did. But no, I didn't.
You know, Kendall's having a good time when she makes a video where she's not speaking. She's going.
Well, that's not for this channel, bro.
Yeah, what the hell was this?
Celebrating. No, she was before the game. She's like,
no, was it?
We're gonna be.
I can't see his face.
No, I thought you were on about my Dan Burn video because that got deleted off a timeline swift because I was drunk on Friday.
Please slow down 8 minutes for me because that is going on my soundboard.
No problem. That can go on the one where I've got also where Egal goes. There was one last season that I remember where Egal was like, we need to grab them, we need to hit them, we need to disgrace them, and it was like, all right, you sound a bit kind of randy there, mate. And now this one as well. We're going to put them all together.
Yeah,
anyway.
but it's late. Let's have fun.
I feel like we need to dive back to Saturday. Was it Saturday? No, Sunday.
No, it was Sunday.
We need to.
Months wants to do that, definitely.
What is there left to say really at this point?
Virtually you need to get punched up. Virtually you need to get punched up a little bit, and we need to hear the excuses first.
Hold on. Cass, she's
tell us about Carnival now.
There isn't any excuses.
I said virtually. You want quality? Here's your quality. Virtually, I need to see something. But what happened, Kendall? Man, what's the excuse today? I feel like your head's a little bit more calm.
Everything. No, honestly, internally, I could actually go mad. I genuinely, I cannot express. It's football, right? It's not that deep. Whatever everyone wants to say, it's a game. I really don't care. Like, it's actually affected my week. Like, genuinely affected my week, and it is continuing to affect my week and continuing to affect my sleep cycle until inevitably we get beat again on Saturday from Brighton away, and then I just can't cope. Like, you don't understand. I literally can't cope.
Tell me more. Tell me more.
Everything went wrong. It was just embarrassing. First half was fine. Whatever it was, it's okay. And obviously I was glad Gordon scored. Lovely, fantastic. Second half, what the hell happened? I do not know. Eddie Howe needs to come out and explain why he made those absolutely disgraceful substitutions at that point in the game. Because honestly, you know me, I've said a million times before, Eddie Howe is the most important signing that this club will ever make in this period. And I've said that a million times. What he did on Sunday, I will never know, and I'll never understand. And I know he's not going to come out and be like, well, you know, I made a mistake with the subs, because he doesn't want to drag his players down. I get that. That's absolutely fine. But I wish he just said, yeah, it was my fault. But he didn't.
Do you know the biggest mistake? The biggest mistake was Jason Tyndall pissing off Klopp.
Oh no, man, that's just Jason Tyndall. I don't know why everyone bots hating him. Like, he's just.
Look, I still like him. I still get what he does, because what he does is he allows Eddie Howe to focus on the on the game and not get involved in bullshit. I get that, but listen, we've learned last season, even when Klopp tried to rally up the fans, there's Liverpool and Klopp, they like a fight, especially at the moment. That's the one thing Liverpool still have in them is fight. And he just before half time, he prodded a bee's nest, and whatever that. To be fair, though, he said it in the right
situation. He said it in the right situation, though, Jason Tyndall, because Klopp was whinging, which he does constantly, like about the whole Van Dijk thing, which was just pathetic, because just get off the pitch. You were there 10 minutes too long as it was, right? Anyways, that's by the by. And he's been charged now, I think, by the FA or whatever. But
rightly so.
And just the second half, man. Oh, honestly, we walked out at 1-1 because my dad was like, I just know what's going to happen. Like, you don't understand. I've been here so many times before.
You left,
and I know what's going to happen. At 1-1, like, because it was like obviously like the 89th minute at 1-1. It was like, no, but it was like the 91st minute, 1-1. And my dad was like, look, I know what's going to happen. Let's just go and we'll get out of the traffic early, because my dad was at work on night shift, so he was like, we'll have to go. So I was like, right. So we just kind of. We're like, we'll go. And as we were walking down the stairs, my dad was just like, I need to get out of the stadium because I know what's going to happen. And I was like, oh, literally 10 seconds later, as we're walking down the tunnel, like out of the ground. Yeah. So my brother thought everyone was celebrating because of the draw, and actually it was the Liverpool goal. So
I got woke up. I got woke up by my brother-in-law.
Absolutely crap.
Screaming.
Why he took Anthony Gordon off, I will never. Honestly, till the day I die, I will never understand that. And I'm sick of people making excuses. Oh, fitness. Shut the hell up. He's a little athlete. Obviously, he didn't look tired. Everyone's like, oh, he's pulling up. I was sitting in the East Stand. And he was pulling up. Shut up, man. He literally wasn't. It was a bit of cramp. Just be quiet. Literally, why he took Tonali off? They were the two best players on the pitch. I don't understand why he did that. It was just bizarre. It was just a completely bizarre state of affairs. And then obviously Botman getting injured does not help, and we're waiting to see in the situation of that, and I don't know what's going to happen, because then we're going to have to play Dan Burn at centre back.
Hold on, are you in for? I'm just thinking about
can't wait. Champions League, Dan Burn centre back.
Are you in for anyone?
No,
I'm just. You're not being linked.
Not that I've heard. No, but we're a bit one of them. Like at the minute though, since the takeover, like it normally if we hear a link, it happens. We've not been linked to anyone that hasn't happened. Like seriously linked. So I don't know if we're, unless it's just not as serious as the
I've been saying
first suspected. So I don't know, but everyone's like genuinely like jumping on the thing. Oh, Newcastle are hyped up. Everyone's overhyping them. They're not going to do well. They're going to be like this all season. Literally shut up. It was literally.
I wish I had a clip from the first. I wish I had a clip
against Man City and Liverpool.
I wish I did have a clip from the first night.
I was fine. Hold up. Wait a minute. Rewind. I was fine with everything else you said, but I don't want people propping up Liverpool's thing now, because before this game I was done out.
I'm still not propping you up, by the way. I'm not propping you up.
You yourself were saying you're done out.
It's our history against Liverpool.
Exactly. My point exactly. So I just don't want anyone to go and say, yeah, but they're playing Liverpool. No. We're not going to play both.
No, but there still can be an inferiority complex.
No. Listen. No, there can't be. Because did you predict Liverpool win?
No, I predicted a draw.
Okay, Chris, what did you predict?
I predicted a 2-2 draw.
Okay, Daps, what did you predict?
I predicted a Liverpool win.
Oh, but you're a weirdo, man. You do this Liverpool.
Thank you. I'll try my best.
I'm not thinking.
By the way, I'm still not giving you trust.
All pick Newcastle.
You think we said something about we could
You were expecting us to all pick Newcastle.
Huh?
You're expecting us to all pick Newcastle?
Yes, pretty much. Yes.
No one here picked Newcastle. So
no. But Liverpool don't have a midfield, and the way everyone talks about our lack of midfield, we don't have a DM, how bad our defense is. Same way everyone talks about Man United, they're crap. I'm guilty of it as well, by the way. Not excluding myself. They're sitting on 6 points. I'm sitting on 7 points. It's just, my point is that the inferiority complex. I'm not having that because I was hearing crazy scorelines. People, St. James is away. Oh my God, Tonali and them, man. It's the end of the road. How about this? I'm still waiting to hear this end of the road conversation because with 10 men throughout this game.
No, 10 men. I thought you was gonna get mad. I said you were gonna win originally. I said you were gonna win because I tried to jinx it because you won at St. James's for like the last 8 years, and I thought, if I predict Liverpool to win 2-1, I will have the last laugh in this little part. But then I saw Jason Tyndall do that thing when he got Van Dijk sent off and that, and I thought that was kind of deep in it. So I actually wanted Liverpool to win that game in the end.
Oh, it's embarrassing. So many people are like, Man United fans and Arsenal fans are literally like, Newcastle need to get humbled. We're probably the most like PTSD-ridden fan base on planet Earth. Like we never expect to win. As I just said, my dad was like, I know what's going to happen here. So I don't understand where this like whole humbling situation thing comes from either, because it's like, do you not want me to think my team's going to win? Like, I don't get that. Do you want me to think that we're going to lose all the time?
Welcome to the party. Nobody wants you to win.
I had Newcastle fans in my DMs talking the most. I'll be honest. They were like, this is the time. This is the time where, you know what? Because I don't think you'd have been us since 2016.
15 December.
So all that was, Kendall, that was just a heritage win. You lot are currently have the better 11. If we're talking 11, I'd say you guys got. I think you got a better 11 currently.
I don't think so.
But this was again debatable. I'd say they have a slightly better 11.
They have a better squad.
That game, and especially with 10 men, that game, all that was a heritage win. That was all.
That should Kendall, Kendall. This what I was asking you the other week. I said like with Newcastle, right? Have you got? Are you skeptical about the mentality of the team? Because you've got quality in abundance, but it seems that you've got like a bit of a mental block when it comes up against these big teams. Are you worried about that? Because
I don't think so, because last year again, like we were relatively okay. Like I think we just got beat off obviously Arsenal, obviously the Carabao Cup final. That's fair enough. And then Liverpool and Man City. But like I don't think it's a mentality issue. I just think like Sunday, for example, I don't think it was mentality because we were absolutely fine. It was literally the subs. The subs wrecked everything, completely wrecked the whole game, and like that's what I'm saying about like that's why I'm literally absolutely furious. So I don't think it's necessarily a mentality issue. And plus, because we've got the hardest four beginning fixtures. I'm trying not to ride too much in it. The point was on Sunday. If it was 2-0 to Liverpool, I'd have handled it better. And I know that sounds bizarre, but it was the way the game went. Like it just annoyed.
And the fact that it was the same last year with Fabio Carvalho, it was the same last year in the 97th minute as well.
But Mons, let me ask you a question now, Mons. Do you think that Newcastle would have won that game if you had 11 men on the pitch?
No.
I don't think so either. They started. I thought Liverpool started.
I think it would have been a draw. That's not me saying I would have won. I reckon it probably would have been a draw. I think we would have
playing a low block against someone that's trying to guide each other. Like when it's more open space, it's a bit different. That's where Newcastle thrive. Is a lot of open, wide space. I thought Amrabat had a decent game. Why did he get taken off in the end?
He's getting mad from the Newcastle fans.
You thought he had a decent game?
Yeah, the right game.
He was missing a few chances.
Nah.
He's
just a little headless chicken at this point.
I thought he would be the one to come off, not Anthony Gordon.
Yeah, me as well. I thought they would take Almiron off. Oh no, he actually rim licks Eddie Howe. Or Eddie Howe does him. I don't understand. I don't know what the crack is there because he just stays on the pitch all the time. It literally winds us up. Like honestly, next level. I can't stand it. I've said this for years, and I'm sorry to Miguel Almiron, right? Because he's a nice guy and like he works hard for the team, and he had that little purple patch last year, but like. We can't progress with him. I'm sorry, I don't care what anyone says. We cannot consistently be a top 4 team with him up at right wing. I'm sorry, we can't. And I just
wait. Can we?
No offense to him, because there is others that are shit as well. But it's not just him.
Can you name one for me? Because I'm waiting for one.
Do you know what? Should I bring the notepad? No, do you know what? I can't bring the notepad.
Name who? Sorry.
Isaac was arguably the worst player on the pitch
He wasn't the worst player on the pitch, but I don't like him in that 9 role. I don't like it anymore. It needs to go away.
What, on the left? You want him on the left?
Don't like it. I want him on. No, because we can't have him on the left now.
Where do you want to play?
Oh, by the way, Man United have got Crystal Palace in the Carabao Cup.
Who?
Crystal Palace. Man United have got Crystal Palace.
Oh, we're at home as well. Come. Yeah, I don't mind.
The draw's come out already, yeah?
Yeah, it's on now.
Already getting a flipping Premier League team. Oh, Bunny, I don't care.
You always do, actually. I've noticed that. You always do get a Premier League team.
No, other than Charlton, yeah, we got bare.
Anyways, yeah, Isak was bad. Bruno's been stinking since the start of the season, so he needs to book his ideas up as well because he can just get displaced. As soon as Willock comes back, he can go. To be fair, so
can I have Bruno then?
If we lose 80 million bid, he'll complete our midfield. I mean, I need it.
Can I?
No, I don't mean he can go away. I mean, like, he can get dropped for a game. I don't mean he can go.
Just checking.
What? Who? Longstaff?
Yeah, who are you going to bring in?
When Willock comes in, we miss that little, like, midfield. We miss the running between the defense and the attack when Joe Willock's not there.
Where's Willock? Where is he?
He's injured. He got injured the second.
Arsenal have got Brentford away.
Arsenal got a good record at Brentford, though.
You know, let me not all until my team gets drawn. So let me not all until.
Look at you go.
Chelsea have got drum roll. Chelsea at home, by the way.
Blackburn, watch.
And they've got
Blackburn, watch.
Brighton.
Oh, yes! Bring it! Bring them!
Yeah. Do you know what? That's mad. Them. Both of them are quite big draws, you know. Arsenal, Brentford.
I want them.
Salford have got, by the way, Salford knocked out Leeds. That must have been a big deal. That could have been mad there, Salford v Leeds, you know. Salford knocked out Leeds, didn't it?
Bro, yeah. I hope that Salford have got that game that West Ham gave them a schooling.
Burnley, Salford Burnley, a local. Salford Burnley, that's a local as well.
Decent game, that, yeah.
Vinny going to Salford, okay.
We've got Brighton, yeah. And we're at the Bridge as well.
At the Bridge, yeah. And Brentford, Arsenal. Both of them are two good games, man.
See you later,
third round. Fulham have got...
We'll see about that, my friend. We'll see about that.
They're going to play a second string team. They're going to
Is it all league? It's all league teams going this, isn't it? All league teams.
Yeah. Everyone.
Yeah, this round, so like us four, like Man City, Arsenal, Man United, Newcastle,
the ones that have got Europe going now.
Round, yeah.
So Chelsea weren't in the Chelsea were played today, by the way, reminder, and Tottenham. Blackburn at home. Sorry, Don, had to though. Cole Palmer's joined a team that hasn't got Europe.
If number 20 comes out, it's us.
Blackburn card. I mean, look, Cole Palmer's completed Europe pretty much anyway, so he can go and join you.
Nice, I really wonder how.
Just one. Ornstein. Atsu, the dagger. Anyway, sorry, just saw that one.
Atsu. Liverpool at home.
You mean
Atsu?
Yeah,
Leicester.
I mean Ansu.
Too batty.
Yeah, I'm going to be living in an alternate universe in Ansu at Brighton. I can't believe
Ansu. Hey, do you know what?
He picked Brighton over Tottenham.
Newcastle at home. Newcastle at home.
Oh my God, we didn't get a home draw.
No, Newcastle at home too.
Man City.
Mad.
Oh.
The mad thing is, Cass, you ain't got TV in front of me, so I don't even know you do that.
That's the one.
I can't. I'm sorry, I can't do it any longer.
We might actually win the Carabao Cup again.
It's just tipped us over the edge.
Retain it, Cass. Retain it. Peterborough, Mansfield. So I'm not mad at it.
I'm sorry, that's just tipped me over the edge. And tomorrow, when I get Real Madrid and Bayern and that, honestly, you won't see me for 4 weeks.
Wait, do you know Newcastle? Do you know currently Newcastle are 9th favourites to win the Champions League? That is mad, you know.
This is
Arsenal are 4.
Yeah, that's mad as well, bro. It's mental.
You know when you said Man City like that?
You know how I feel when we used to be favourites, when everyone's like, you can't win it, and we're still favourites somehow. It's mad.
Kendall.
Who did United get then?
We got Crystal Palace.
Home or away?
Wait. Daps.
Do you know what? I'm not going to lie. So Chelsea at home, United are at home, Liverpool at home, Newcastle at home, Arsenal away, City away. Yeah, good draw, man. There's a lot of good games there still.
Egal, how you feeling? Egal, how you feeling about that draw?
Bro, I don't mind it.
Kendall, I just want to remind you, by the way, before we move on,
it is D-Day today. You have Man City.
No, but it's not.
What did that? I didn't even hear what it said.
It says you have Man City, but you've got Man. Let's be real though. Hold on, you've got Man City in the 3rd round of the Carabao, yeah. that's probably going to be just after the international break, so just before we start the Champions League. I wouldn't worry too much. We're not going to be playing a first-string team in that game.
Daps is trying to do the soothing.
There's Kendall, I'm going to tell you
something.
No,
bro, come on.
Kendall. Don't worry, Kendall. They ain't got...
ever get an away? Does Man United ever get an away fixture in the cup? I've never seen them get an away.
To be fair, when I think about it, we played Premier League opposition every single game last year. We had Burnley weren't Championship, but we had Southampton, Bournemouth.
So you had good quality Premier League teams as well.
So we actually played. I think we actually played Premier League opposition.
Did you just list 3 teams that got relegated and one?
Bournemouth didn't.
Must have been hard.
You know what's going to happen?
They were in the relegation zone when you played them.
Kendall, man, don't worry. City ain't got Cole no more anyway. So it's calm.
Hey, listen, Kendall.
That's their Carabao dagger right there.
Do not let a man who is playing
Carabao dagger, you know. Man got knocked out of the Carabao by Southampton last year, bro. We didn't have no dagger.
Shameless in peace, man.
Understand.
Cole Palmer probably played that game, to be fair.
It's because I wanted a decent cup run again this year, and that's just through a spanner in the works. Gonna have to be.
Nah, do you know what? I wouldn't rule you out. I would rule you out of it. Real talk.
Have you seen your potential draws?
Please tell me we got Newcastle soon.
But let's be real. Look, there'll be some people that say what City want to do this season is the quadruple, yeah. But I'm being real. I think it's pretty clear to me what we are going to want to do. That's a 4-peat and retain the Champions League. Of course, Pep will be the same. He'll try and compete in everything, but depending on what games we have near then, I think Newcastle have got a chance. It's St James's Park.
Be serious, Daps, now.
It's just St James's Park. You drew with us last season. I am being serious. Newcastle shit again or something.
No, they're not shit again. It's
like, come on.
Actually, Liverpool.
You're going to need to pray. I just seen you're in pot 4. The likelihood of you getting 2 good teams, no matter what group you're in, it's going to be the group of death.
Yeah, and I know.
Group 2 is a good
but
group.
As I said, to be fair, Champions League, like, I actually don't care who we draw. Like, I'm actually not too fussed. You might
not. You might get like a final in pot 1, and then a pot 2, you might get like you can't get Arsenal.
Is there anybody you want to play?
Well, pot 2, can I just say, I'm not going to lie, pot 2 is mad. Pot 2
is mad. You want to play Atletico Madrid? Do you want to play Atletico Madrid?
I don't mind who we get. I'd love to see Cholo at St James's Park. I would absolutely love it.
I would rather play most people that are in pot 1 than I would in pot 2 at the moment.
Yes,
like looking at it.
Like I won that picked earlier, but I don't know. I feel like Copenhagen's in our group, so this couldn't happen. But I did like a random draw generator on that Swiss football website, and it came up with Feyenoord, Leipzig, Copenhagen, but I think they're in our group, in our pot, so I don't think we can get them. And then us, which I would take that group.
The one thing is in Europe, the one thing, and I'm not trying to talk down to Newcastle or Arsenal at all, but because you still watch Europe, but the one thing you do have in Europe is these teams that you think aren't that good, they have less respect for you than the worst teams in the Premier League, because they're still in there because they've done stuff in their league. So they don't show as much respect to, like, they won't be like, oh, this is Man City, so we're going to, they do still try and bring it to you. So you'd be surprised. Some of the teams that you don't think are that good still give you a bit of a battle, especially away from home.
I'm genuinely okay with the Champions League. I've said this since we got in. I don't mind who we get. I'm not like, I want the easy. I don't want that. I'm not too fussed. Like,
Looking at
Napoli or Bayern.
You can, stop getting gassed.
Listen to my logic. In order to beat the best, you got to play the best. So I want Napoli or Bayern.
You know what?
I want to see my team against some of the best teams in Europe.
See me, I'm thinking about away days. So like I want like decent away days. So I want Benfica because I can go to Portugal in October. That's absolutely fine.
But
like,
Kendall, the thing is,
like,
I am like you, but the thing is, is when it gets to the knockout stages that them ones, because like up until February, like them places aren't that great. When it gets to the quarters, the semis, and the final, or the quarters and the semis. Let me not act like I'm up there.
Isn't the final in bloody Wembley though?
Yeah. So the quarters and the semis, but when you get to like there's nothing better than Madrid for the quarters or the semis because it's always hot that time of year. They've got a square. Everyone knows. Just go to the square. Everyone's meeting up there.
Get me back in the champs. This is bummy, fam. How am I just sitting there? You literally have one Champions League between all 3 of you. How the hell am I not in this competition?
What? He has like 6.
No, guys. No, not Man United. I'm talking about you three. Relax. Relax.
I mean,
hold on. But respectfully, we're talking about going to the away games, isn't it? Have you ever been to an away game, bro?
I'm jealous. Why can't I'm not involved? I'm just here like a side.
You should have took those chances.
I know. Yeah. You know what the funny thing today? I saw 10-1 on Arsenal to win the Champions League.
Listen, when I said 6, I meant the panel outside of Liverpool.
Now, do you know what though? I was deep in why Arsenal, yeah, and I can sympathise with them to an extent, yeah, because it used to piss me off when we would be made favourites for the Champions League before we'd won it, yeah, and I'm like, hold on, this is mad because everyone tells me City will not win the Champions League, yeah, but then everyone wants to make us favourites, and I honestly believe in Europe, know-how's a massive thing, yeah, like. Arsenal last season, yes, they had a great season, so people should think they're a good team in Europe. But if we're being real, in Europe last season, they got knocked out in the quarters of the Europa League, yeah? So United went to the semi, and United have know-how in the Champions League. Arsenal are more favourites than... But the thing this tells you is we've got to remember, the odds are based on people betting, yeah? And this just tells you that Arsenal fans are placing bare dough on them winning the Champions League, yeah? And that's why the odds are getting shorter and shorter on Arsenal, because Arsenal fans believe you're going to do something against Bayern and whatever. And I'll tell you what happened. You'll get Bayern or Napoli in the group stage. The first game, you'll lose. The second game, when the group is done, yeah, against Bayern or Napoli or Real or something, yeah, in fact, you can't get them. You'll win the second game when there's nothing to play for, and Arsenal fans will get gassed 100%. I know it now. Go see, we beat Bayern, like when they put out a second string team. But
I wouldn't want to play that. I can't lie. I'm thinking of fitness and I'm thinking of intensity of a Bayern so early and all this kind. I wouldn't want that personally. Like,
bro, you want them in the group.
I don't want them. No, I don't.
No, you want to knock them out. You want them knocked out, bro. You want them knocked out as quickly as possible. No, you want them in the group.
I'm being so serious. Like the way this week's going, we're going to get Real Madrid in that.
We play them every year.
You're spot on, Egal. You're spot on with that, actually.
If I have Barcelona in my group, I feel confident I can beat them.
Yeah, you want to get on you want to get on the opposite side of when you get out to the knockout stages, because I always say that the teams with heritage, yeah, you want them somehow to get knocked out in the group stages, because even if they're bad in the group stage, like the minute they get to the knockout stages, the know-how comes in, and then they're a different gravy, and then you just want them on the opposite side to you, so you don't have to play.
Another thing is my last memory of the Champions League is Bayern beating us. So
that was a long time ago, isn't it?
I want to face them. I want to face them in the group stages, and I want to really test myself against them.
Oh, bro, against Kane, but now the maddest thing with that though would be the Kane story as well. That there's a Kane story around it now. That now he's there.
Typical penalty.
Listen, so he said he wants to test himself against Bayern. Do you know who Bayern Munich are, bro? And what type of European heritage these guys have?
Let's start off with an easy one against Bayern, just to warm us in.
You guys are acting like only one team gets out of the group. Two teams get out of the group.
Yeah, you're right.
So what are we talking about?
I do think Arsenal will get out of the group, by the way. I do.
Of course they will.
Yeah. But I don't mind. Volume up. You want me to yell?
Hey. Give me a Salzburg. I will have a PSV, and I wouldn't mind a Feyenoord.
Well, PSV looked good, but Cass, PSV looked good tonight.
You can have Feyenoord.
It was Rangers, though. It was Rangers.
Scam his way all the way through again.
You lot can take your Bayerns, and Man City just got to sort with whoever's in the group, anyways. Newcastle, go have your nice away day. I don't mind. Go give me Lazio. Go give me Young Boys. Pause.
Oh, pause. Woo! What minute was that? Someone tell me what minute that was. What minute was that, please?
I don't care. See that Swiss team there? I'm having them.
What minute was that?
United love that team, innit? You lot played them a couple times, innit?
Bare time, bro. Bare times. See that. Yeah, that game. Them, man. See the man then with glass ankles like Varane and that. Finished.
I remember. Was it them? Was it them that you played when you played that keeper? That's a United fan. Was it them?
Who?
Was it Young Boys?
That was some Cypriot team, innit?
Oh yeah. You're right.
The Nigerian guy. But anyways, let's move on. It is what it is. Loads of little bits of news, less of Newcastle and all that stuff. But more.
Let's get into the meaty stuff.
Because I know if I talk about Cole Palmer, you two are just going to take
go
the
for the rest of the. Yeah, you're right.
You lot are just going to get on my nerves. Yeah. So I'm going to start with Liverpool first. Mons hasn't been there for a while. How
what's been like 4 days, 5 days?
By months in
that's
YouTube
a lot for us, bro.
It's a lot for us, bro.
Whenever we need a Liverpool fan and can't get hold of someone, it's like, oh, we're gonna have to ask Mons. And by the way, we like you. We just don't like burning you out.
You know what? I miss you guys too. You know?
Yeah, that's best stuff. Anyways, Ryan Gravenberch.
Ryan.
No flamboyant thing on that. How you feeling about Ryan Gravenberch?
What's that out of?
Like Trevor. It's Trevor.
Yeah, that's it. Ryan works as well, though.
Kid out hood.
Yeah.
Ryan works as well, though. Ryan works as well.
Yeah, what you said on Gravenberch, man?
Gravenberch, you know what I'm saying? What can I say, man? It's no, it's underwhelming.
Is he your first choice?
No, it's not. It's underwhelming still.
Is it?
You lot in the chat, please.
Everyone was like cutting for him like 2 seasons ago. What happened?
Please sake of that.
Since the Euros, everyone was like buzzing over him, and now no one wants him.
Let me be real. It doesn't make sense entirely to me tactically. I don't really know where he fits in for Liverpool. Predominantly, he's not a 6. He's more of a multifunctional midfielder. You guys know I need my 6s built like Fabinho. Like what I will say, profile-wise, with Gravenberch, he is built like Fabinho, where he's lanky, he's light-skinned, and he likes to put in a tackle. However, he's not bald, so you don't complete the set, and he's not actually a traditional DM. So it's about.
And we believe his age as well, actually.
And we believe his age, to be fair. But he doesn't look, he's not a traditional DM. I needed Paulinho. Look what he's done. Look what he's doing. He's done up this one up here. He just done up Tottenham yesterday. And now he's going to Bayern Munich. We should have fronted the money and gone and grabbed him. But it is what it is now. I'm not even going to.
I would have liked you to grab him as well before the week. Actually, he's injured still at the moment. Oh, no, he's not.
Bro, he was supposed to be, because of his shoulder, he was supposed to be back after the international break. He came back ahead of schedule and just done up Arsenal's class.
Well, you could have got him before the weekend, and then we wouldn't have to face him, to be fair.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, no. With Gravenberch, I just feel like Liverpool looking for a multifunctional midfielder is confusing because Caicedo was more of an out-and-out DM. Lavia was a 6. And now you're looking at a multifunctional.
Well, and your other multifunctionals are doing well. Well, your other midfielders that you've brought in McAllister are doing well. Yeah, doing well. And you've still got. Is Thiago injured at the moment?
Thiago's back.
Yeah, so he's got. Oh, so now he's back as well. It doesn't make sense.
They're both back. So it's like.
When's that brother back?
Both of them. Who?
Thiago. When's he back? Yeah.
Next week.
Oh, we'll be out after the international break, don't worry.
Anywho, my point is that tactically, it's not like we've been going for that profile player for the whole window. So unless maybe Endo is just the sole 6 and Gravenberch is the guy who you kind of want to,
which is risky, right? Which is risky again.
That to me doesn't make any sense. It's like I'm here talking about players in their old stint. I can't sit here now and say, oh, if I get the Ajax Gravenberch, then we can be cooking. Now I'm sounding like Arsenal fans saying, if I get the Leverkusen Kai Havertz, then maybe we'll cook something. Like at the end of the day, he had a torrid time at Bayern Munich.
United fans with the Brighton
Cucurella. To be fair, he only got like 500 odd minutes in the league.
He didn't get to play.
It's kind of unfair on him, to be fair. He's a baller, bro. I think he's your Thiago replacement early, I think.
But hold on. But even if that was the case, this is what we're saying. That would make sense, yeah. But then where that wouldn't make sense is again, it would be a bit like when in January they got Gakpo when they needed a 6, right? And it was like, we get that Gakpo was a good signing, he's coming good now, but we needed a 6. Why didn't we get a 6, right? And then now it's like, yeah, you're right. To get that Thiago, if that was City, where they think ahead, it would be like, yeah, cool, that makes sense. But it's like, no, we haven't dealt with the 6 issue yet. Deal with that first, because that is more important. If you dealt with that, and like if all of a sudden tomorrow it came out you're getting Gravenberch and Decore and Paulinho, then it's like, okay. But just getting him and not getting one of the other two is like, no, what are we doing here?
I think they're putting.
It's about the coaching. I think they want to coach him into a 6. That's probably
tell me about this player, because I have no idea about him. I'm a bit so real with you. Tell me about him, man. What position does he play? How does he play? What's he going to bring to your midfield?
So he's predominantly. So he's an 8. He plays 8 and 6, but when he plays 6, it's more in the pivot. For Ajax, I believe he also played in the pivot. Did he play
pivot? It's Alvarez, and he was the first phase.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So in terms of, listen, if Klopp wants to proceed with the box midfield, I understand the signing, because it's then you want to put Gravenberch alongside someone who's inverting. Does that make sense? Maybe when Trent inverts, you partner him with Gravenberch, and then you have the 2 8s pushing on as almost like a 10, which gives you a bit more defensive stability, and there's more cover for Trent. However, if you're going back to classic false nine, Darwin goes back to the bench. There's only 3 midfielders. You have your 6 and your 2 8s. Then it doesn't make any sense because he's not going to. He's not better than Szoboszlai. He's not better than McAllister. He's not better than Thiago, and he doesn't know the system enough to be better than Curtis Jones.
And that's the other thing that I was saying. Earlier in the transfer window, that you've brought in McAllister, you've brought in Szoboszlai, you're trying a thing with Trent. Like, this is still new to Trent inverting, right? You don't want a player that you're having to teach into doing the 6 role.
Yeah, it needs to. You need to be tailor made. But it
is depth. If it's depth, it's depth, and it's good depth.
I mean,
but it's not time for depth.
Depth only makes sense when you've filled most gaps that are lacking on the pitch. If there's a position that is a gaping hole, then you shouldn't be thinking about depth. But you shouldn't be thinking about depth. That's the last thing on your mind. You need to sort out that first 11 because the 11 wins you games, and then the depth sustains you and wins you titles. And obviously,
spot on with that.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm not gonna ridicule the signing because we needed to get something done. But compared to what we've looked at, how about this? Amrabat suits us better, and I think Gravenberch suits them better. How about that?
No. Next to Casemiro, maybe.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. Gravenberch would suit
next to Casemiro, because you got Casemiro.
From what you've said, it doesn't sound too wrong. What, Bruno was a 10, and then the double pivot of Casemiro and Gravenberch.
You know what is with me with Gravenberch? You know what's me with Gravenberch? His balance, I'm not a massive fan of. I think he's a bit lightweight and he's still got a lot to fill into.
Balance.
He's actually decent at tackling. I wouldn't say I would say he's arse at defending. He's okay. He can do it in a pivot, but by himself. Oh, let me try to think. If he even next to McAllister and Szoboszlai, that's still not balanced for me. There's still much. He might be different in the Prem. I don't know. He might actually surprise a few people. I just think of it maybe as an Endo, Gravenberch, and then Szoboszlai midfield would make way more sense for me.
I think he's under the right manager as well. By the way, I do think it's a type of role.
You know what this smells like, guys?
He needs game time. He needs game time.
It smells like team spirit.
This whole situation to me smells like Liverpool are just preparing for their next rebuild. They're not really focusing on trying to win now. Still,
because this is their first rebuild. Which rebuild are we on?
This is their rebuild. Because it looks like they're preparing to break it all down and start from the beginning. Because if they were serious after missing out on Enzo, for not Enzo, I mean Caicedo. After missing out on Caicedo and end up signing Endo and not getting Lavia, for them to not go get a DM and to sign a 6, are they preparing for the future instead of trying to win now? Because that's what it seems like to me.
Well, you said, you know what? You're not miles off, but I would say that's a little bit cheeky. The fact that we still have winners in the squad, and
hold on, Egal, what? Right, I don't know if you're saying this, and you might not be saying this, but are you saying that they wanted to go with one route with Caicedo and Lavia, right? But then, because Caicedo and Lavia they didn't get, Klopp was like, I'm not going to settle for a 6 that I don't think is good enough. I'm going to change the way we play and get players in that system that I think are good enough.
No, I feel like they've completely gone away. I don't know what you're going on about them. I feel like they've completely gone away from trying to win a league or a major trophy now.
They just decided to tool down
and start. They're just kind of like, you know what? They're just kind of like, you know, we're gonna rebuild the team for the next.
Don't sound like Klopp. That doesn't sound like Klopp to me. Bro.
That doesn't sound like.
Why would they sign a 21-year-old Gravenberch?
It makes sense.
Why would they sign a 21-year-old Gravenberch, McAllister, and what do you call it, Szoboszlai, and not get a DM?
Hold on. So 2.5 weeks. 2.5 weeks. So 2.5 weeks before. So 2.5 weeks before. Because they didn't get Caicedo and Lavia, there was like 2.5, 3 weeks till the transfer window closes. Klopp and FSG went back to the drawing board and go, fuck it. Ripped up their plan and go, let's just go with a whole different
I think
model.
We have their plan wrong. Their timetable to go back and be competitive to win league titles might not be this year. Because the way that they're moving, after the Caicedo deal that didn't fall through, none of their moves brings a team that's saying...
So when did they change? So when did they change their decision?
Do you know what I can't agree with you though, Egal, yeah? It's because they didn't go for Gravenberch initially. Like,
where's their ambition? That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is they're only, in my opinion, they're only going for him now because they missed out on Lavia and they missed out on Caicedo, bro.
This is still not the ambition to win now. If they were ambitious to win now, they would have gone Decore no matter what.
months.
Yeah, but where was he on that pecking order though, months?
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
No, that's what I'm saying. I disagree. Listen, I'll tell you right now. For my club, I wouldn't say we're preparing for another rebuild or it's just back to the drawing board because again, one, there's winners in the team already. Two, people can win the transfer window. Chelsea have won the transfer window. Arsenal, I've heard, have won the transfer window. You're sitting on the same points as me, and Chelsea is sitting on 4 points. It's about getting points on the board and having players in your team that still know how to win when it comes to kicking the piece of plastic in the net. So,
Plastic.
The ball.
Is it plastic?
Or whatever.
It's leather, bro.
Anyway,
I'm not going to overcomplicate it. I'm not going to overcomplicate it. Simple question. Do you feel like this transfer window sets you up better for the future or to win now?
Neither.
No, I get that, but
I think it set you up better for the future.
Yeah,
but
maybe.
Not to win now.
So you can, but when you have,
I just think it's
actually no, because
you can have win now players and have players for the. You can have both.
But Egal,
hold on. Win now signing.
Egal.
When have we had win now signings? Who was our last win now signing apart from Thiago? When our last 15 signings, give me one win now signing apart from Thiago.
Bro, it's not my fault. Your guys that are not good at recruitment.
Name me one. No.
Hold on, Egal. Sorry, when you're saying their signings,
bro, he's asking me to.
Hold on, Egal. When you say their signings are set up for a future, the way I disagree with that is that basically what that would be doing is saying, this is post Van Dijk, this is post Salah.
That's what it seems like. Because
they haven't got a Van Dijk replacement for starters.
Let me tell you something. If they were serious about competing with you after they dropped 115 on Brighton and they accepted it, and the deal didn't go through, right? They would have went and said, you know what, Crystal Palace, how much do you want for Decore? 70 million. We want to win now.
I've just realised Liverpool are literally that whole Caicedo thing. They didn't want him. They just wanted to take the piss out of City.
Listen, this is not even a shot at Liverpool.
You know, you cheeky fuckers.
This is not even a shot at Liverpool. Just look at the evidence. None of their signings are saying, "Oh, we have a hole in this situation. Let's get somebody ambitious to bring in to raise the team to this level." You tried to with Caicedo because we knew even with McAllister, you don't let two of your defensive midfielders, a player who's been integral to your team in Fabinho and another player who's been your captain, one of your biggest leaders in Henderson, leave, and then you bring in Endo and nobody else in that position. Let's be serious. They are trying to start everything again, and they have no serious ambition to win it this year. Their signings tell me that.
Just answer my question. How many win now signings do you remember Liverpool making apart from Thiago? Go.
Bro, when you went and got Van Dijk, Alisson, and Fabinho, those were win now moves. Since then,
that was a long time ago.
Since then, let me answer. Since then, you have your board and your ownership have never done similar thing. They've never gone and said, you know what, we want to win now. Where City and other teams,
agree with that.
City and other teams have consistently refreshed and gotten the team better. Now, when you sold Fabinho, when you sold Mane, when you sold what was the striker's name? Roberto Firmino. When you sell Henderson and you bring in a bunch of kids and younger players, you're building for the future.
Listen, I'm not saying I said it's both.
They had Coutinho money then, I believe, as well.
Yeah, but what you're forgetting is Virgil van Dijk, I'll give you 75 million. He needs to come in and immediately affect the back four. Alisson, again, one good season at Roma. Szczesny's understudy before that one good season. So don't give me that.
Hold on, but how much do you pay for him?
We paid 60 million. We paid 60 million.
I'm 50-50 on that. I'm kind of with the Gal and with you on that.
I'll tell you right now, if your boy Szczesny's understudy and you've had one good season and a good Champions League run, that's not win now in my eyes.
That's why I'm 50% with you, bro.
That's called overpaying. And hoping it comes well.
Well, not in hindsight at all, bro.
Obviously, in hindsight now, it's gone extremely well. And Fabinho as well. Again, Fabinho was a good player. I'd kind of give you that one as well. But if you go and name all the other signings, they're not win now. Liverpool have never been win now.
Yeah, I do.
They go and get the signing that's right for the system now. Go and get the players right for the system. How about this? You keep saying that we're preparing for the future. Endo is 30 years of age. He's 30.
Well, I didn't know that.
He's a panic signing.
Is he for the future? Right.
There's your answer. There is your answer. There's your answer right there.
There's your answer then, bro.
Oh, hold on.
I understand. Suppose like McAllister's 24. 24 and Szoboszlai 21 or 22. Yeah, so those guys are a little bit younger. Yes, but in terms of building for the future only, we still have certified winners in the team mixed with a few guys that can be for the future. So it's a bit of both. I think Liverpool don't know exactly whether they're gonna. I feel like they have the quality to go and win, but there's not the. It's not guaranteed. So it also. That's why I think it's both. I think there's also there's one eye on the. All right, let's start to prepare for the future. Again, Salah. Yeah. Will probably even next.
You're too reserved. You're too reserved.
So you agree with me?
Yeah, it's too reserved. No.
But what Monty is saying, what I think Monty is trying to say, yeah, Monty, correct me if I'm wrong, yeah, is that Liverpool still have enough winners and experience in the team to still add, to win now, to still add those players that aren't at the highest level to prove that they can win now. Do you get it?
100%.
So Liverpool should still be pushing to win, bro, with these new signings.
No, but the reason why I know I'm right, and you're kind of doing copium at this point, is because you've been yelling and screaming about your board and how they're not doing the right things. And I'm literally telling you what they've done is they've left you short. They've left you short in a position that you're still going to be complaining about. Endo, at the end of the day,
I told you were short months.
Endo, at the end of the day, is not the DM that you wanted. He's not the guy that you thought was going to come in and fix your team and do it. God forbid if he is that guy and he does that, then everyone's going to look silly. And you guys did amazing. But from your signings, with this Gravenberch signing, with the players and profiles you brought in, it seems like something that you're looking to your window to try to win again in another 2-3 years, not this season.
All right.
Can I just about all this? Where if they get Gravenberch? Where if they get Gravenberch and also go and get a DM? Then we're having another conversation then.
Yeah. I mean, it's not, at this moment in time, if Gravenberch is their final signing and they're not bringing in another midfielder at all, then we can say to ourselves they're going into the season still short-handed.
Bit like you lot. If you don't get a defender.
Egal.
I agree.
Egal, every time
I'm consistent with that.
You brought up what I think of my board. I have thought about what I thought from my board. I've had that feeling for a long time now. So for the last 7 years plus, have I always thought Liverpool are building for the future? Not now, never.
Nah.
So what does that mean?
I don't think Klopp.
Bro, I don't think. Let's be honest. Liverpool weren't building shit. You barely signed players. You messed yourself up.
What are you talking about over the years or now? Or both?
Over the time when you were good, you should have bought 1-2 good pieces to try to continue to stay relevant. What you guys did was you continuously made mistakes. And one thing that I always seen from Liverpool, they were not ambitious enough to stay at the top. These signings you've made this window are not ambitious enough to bring you back against.
Do you know what? I can't agree with you though, yeah. Because listen, we've all been saying, Liverpool, they've got a good team, but their midfield's expired.
I like Liverpool. I don't want to say these things, but it's the truth.
Well, yeah, but let's say they brought in.
No. It's your opinion. It's not the truth. You're saying no. Hold on. Just Don, before you go, that's not the truth. You're saying Liverpool.
Bro, the truth is Liverpool ownership and board have screwed you guys over. You guys had an amazing team, and you never were ambitious enough to stay at the top.
You're shadow boxing. You're taking the argument somewhere else. The original point that you made is that you said that Liverpool are preparing for the future. We just signed a 30-year-old Japanese international, and Szoboszlai is good enough to win now, even though he's 21, and McAllister's good enough to win now. He's just come off winning the World Cup. So what are you talking about?
They just messed up their signings, bro. They messed it up.
That's what happened. You missed the part. You missed the part.
The way we've gone about it. Liverpool are still have ambitions to win now, because if we didn't want to win now, Salah would be gone today. Yeah. Today, Virgil van Dijk will be looking to get cash in today.
But can I just say one thing? Right, I do get. Hold on. Do you know what?
Egal, all your issues.
Yeah. Do you know what? Let's move on, Cass. Let's move on. And people, how many likes are Cass?
Go ahead.
Please tell me.
380.
You know what?
Sorry, no, Egal. 1 sec, bro. There's 380 likes. There's nearly 1,400 people watching. The maths is not mathing. We haven't asked you, so I'm going to ask you kindly now, please, people. Help the channel out. Just quickly go and hit the like button once. It'll help when we go sleep for it to be pushed to other people, and they all get to see Egal and Kendall's beautiful faces and our 4 ugly mugs.
Hey, I've got a beautiful face.
Nah, bro, it's not beautiful. Your mumsy might have told you that, bro. All our mums tell us that.
Wow.
But please, people, just go and hit that like button. That's it.
Anyway,
you're beautiful to me. You're beautiful inside.
Thank you.
By the way, Fatty is a Here We Go by Fabrizio.
Yeah, Enciso must be out for time, then.
One more thing. Just one thing.
Fabrizio, what was the Fabrizio tweet? Sorry.
Anti-fatty.
Just too batty.
Just one more thing. Egal,
Oh, he's late.
listen, we can agree to disagree. At the end of the day, you had the best transfer window where you filled in every hole in your squad.
No, I don't.
I have a gaping hole in my midfield that I still haven't fixed, and we're still on the same points. And you've played 3 teams that you should have beaten, and I played Newcastle away, and I played Chelsea away. So, hey, it's all about what happens on the pitch, right?
You think you did something there?
Right? No, right?
Reminds me of someone last week, to be fair.
Right? Right? No, because you haven't looked convincing. I'm just saying you haven't looked convincing.
Listen, you know what?
But you
send it to the viewers. I want to
guy.
see. I want to see. Do a poll. Let's see what people think.
Bro, you played Nottingham Forest, Crystal Palace, and Fulham.
Bro, I'm not talking about my team's ambition. I'm talking about your team's ambition.
I never said the owners were ambitious. I've never argued that.
So do you think
I'm talking about 2 different points?
Exactly.
So do you think these signings, this window, are to try to get you to win now?
How many times have bro?
Well, let's not start this again. We've just been through
this
for 25 minutes.
I'm gonna get it.
Literally, you just reworded it. We're not going with a different subject. It's the same subject.
Shadow boxing, bro.
Yeah, do you think, bro? No worries.
Yeah. I just before we swerve on to obviously Cole Palmer and that. Is Newcastle getting now? Are you linked to anyone at all?
Nah. But as I said earlier, like it's just that doesn't. I think our business is done. Personally, I don't think we'll be getting anyone in now. But normally, if we're linked, it normally is very quick into happening because that's just like how the clubs run now. So we're not linked to anyone. Although I do think we need a right wing. I do think we need a centre back as well.
But do you know what's a good way to segue? Cass, have we got any super chats? Or can I segue? All right, so just a quick way before we segue, then we can segue after super chats. Is right now it might look like Newcastle aren't in for anyone. It might look like Liverpool are only in for Gravenberch. But as we're about to speak on after the super chats with Cole Palmer, when a club wants to sell a player and a club wants to buy a player, it's mad how quick business can be done. Because like literally, we're going to move on to it. I was speaking to someone that knows Cole Palmer's dad, and he was saying, yeah, the fee's not agreed yet. Cole Palmer will go. And instantly it's like fee agreed. So that deal shows last 2 days of the window, anything can happen in it. So we don't know yet.
To my club.
Maybe not with your club.
Big up the panel, and then says, Egal, is this bigger fish to fry season 2.0? Question mark.
If I hear that, I'm going to be fuming. I don't want to hear it.
Yeah, you don't need to face that neither, because to be fair, you weren't part of that establishment.
Honestly says fans might want different, but it's what Klopp wants.
And maybe the board as well, to be fair.
I don't know. I think Klopp is a...
Fuck the board.
I don't know how anyone can think that they're not opportunistic signings though, because at the end of the day, we've seen the targets come and go. This is just like, we can't get him, so let's go and get him. They haven't planned to go and get Gravenberch. Like, do you know what I mean?
I would agree with you. That's what I'm saying. I would agree with you if they were trying to get Gravenberch from the beginning. And try to get Kendall.
They're opportunistic signings. I don't think they might have I just think they're opportunistic. Like, that's
Egal,
just what
you're not wrong. They might have been in for him, but that doesn't mean that he was number one on their list. They had Lavia as number one, bro.
I think he'll be a good signing for Liverpool. It's just whether it's as far as I think he could work for Liverpool, but it's just not like that's not what they need the most. So
just don't let me win.
If I say what I think, we're going to go over the same argument.
Yeah. Any more, Cass? Before we move on to
No, we can move on. So Cole Palmer, here we go. He's going to Chelsea Football Club out of nowhere. You know, he was high up on their list all of a sudden. Jadon Sancho's, Ferran Torres's. Who else is there? I see you linked to Ansu Fati. And all this. So potential FC strikes again with FC. But to be fair, Don, on your club, for me, I feel like Man City didn't take you enough for a ride. But for you, I think it's a good price. It's still profit for Man City. City's already had a good window. They probably don't really want to fluff around for about 5-10 million anyways. Yeah. What are you saying? Would you say this is definitely...
sorry, just quickly. Has anyone seen any, are there any, add-on? I would imagine there'll be a sell-on in there.
40+5. That's it. Nothing else.
No sell-on.
There will be.
Now, if there might not be,
they don't always have to be. They don't always have to be one.
Nah, because the two that with Nunez and with Doku, we ain't got sell-ons. But City liking their younger players to usually put sell-ons. But you know what, Chelsea might have just done good business.
I think it got done that quick. I think it was just a quick.
We'll
deal.
see. We'll probably find out over the coming days, innit?
Yeah. What are you saying, Don? Man, perfect player for you guys, or what?
Yeah, man. Listen, I think he's a good player. Obviously, he's young, but me and Daps have been going back and forth about him all day. I think he's quality, man. When I'm looking at any players that have that clutch trait in front of goal, he's one of them. Do you get it? I'm looking at him. I'm looking at Cuckoo. That left foot of his, bro. quality, man. The only problem with him is that he had Bernardo Silva ahead of him. He had Mahrez ahead of him. He had even Foden ahead of him on that right side as well. In midfield, he could barely get a game in there, Daps. So I'm not really looking at that time at City and saying, oh, he can't really get a start at City. He's not a good player. Because when I've actually watched him in the other competitions, this guy is a baller, bruv. This guy is a baller. So I'm just happy that he's coming in. Obviously going to come in to a team full of young, hungry players. Got a manager that's good at developing his young players as well. And I think he's quite versatile. He can play down that middle for us and he can play on the right as well. So it's a good signing, man. And again, 45 million, I don't think that's a bump. I think that's a very good bit of business. City were always going to add rival tax because realistically, we should only be paying about 30 million, maybe 35. But with rival tax, you're always going to pay a little bit more in it. So I'm happy with the signing, man. Obviously, ideally, again, would love a little bit more experience, but I think Cole Palmer's quality, man. I think he's a good player for 21, man.
Is there anyone that's underwhelmed? Is there anyone bar before Daps does his monologue? Is anyone think this is underwhelming?
Why'd you have to say monologue? I'm not going to.
I don't think it's underwhelming. I just don't think it's the right move for him. Because let's talk on
Amrabat and Cucurella.
Because I don't think he's going to play week in, week out and develop the way that I think he should, because I rate him very, very highly. He's also not going to do that at Man City either, don't get me wrong. But I just don't think he's going to be like what I think he should be in developing that squad, because obviously there's players in all of his positions, that all of the ones that you've signed. So he's not going to be the first port of call. He might be the second. I don't know in certain positions. I can't think off the top of my head. I just think for his development, I would have expected him to go somewhere where he's actually going to play relatively consistently. Do you know what I mean? Only because I rate him quite highly as a player. But I think it's a good signing for Chelsea on Chelsea's behalf.
Good player, man.
See, for me, right. And some City fans are very happy with the signing, very happy with the amount we've got for him. Some rivals are saying it's a good amount because what has he actually done? How much has he actually played? Yeah. I'm going to be honest. I like Cole Palmer, right? And look, I'm happy with the Doku signing as well. My ideal was we got Doku and we kept Cole Palmer, right? That was my ideal. But Cole Palmer, in an interview after, it was either after the Arsenal game or the Seville game, I think, said that he wants to stay at City, but the most important thing this season is game time. And this is why I keep saying the same about Smith Rowe, that off the back of a good Euro and the age that they are, they're not spring chickens, This season's important. Game time is important. Now, Pep came out after that and said it will not be a loan, it will be a sale or he stays, right?
Stays, yep.
And then since then, we've had 3 league games. Cole Palmer I can't remember if he's came on as a sub. He's probably come on as a sub in one of them. But
he came on against Burnley. He came on against Burnley.
Okay, came on against Burnley. But he hasn't started in any of them, right? Mm-hmm. And remember, Doku only just arrived. So this was before Doku arrived. He wasn't starting. Doku's now arrived. And Cole Palmer had said, I want to stay, but it's all about game time. I also know by people that I associate with from Wythenshawe and know him, that even before the season ended, he was eyeing up a move. He wanted to move to Germany, ideally Bayern. Him and Pep don't get on too well. And like I said, it's all about game time. Now, I can tell you now, Chelsea have told him their plans for him, and their plans involve him. It's not him to go there and sit on the bench. He's going to get... Now, I hope he hasn't been sold a dream. He could have been sold a dream. But I don't know.
You know what it is, Kendall, Do you know what?
And the thing is, for me, I hope it involves him for his development, not for me, by the way. I hope it involves him playing through the middle, because on the right would mean Sterling gets pushed to the left, and then I don't think Sterling's going to be as effective on the left. I think they need to keep Sterling on the right. Cole Palmer, before his injury in 2021, he was playing through the middle when he did play. So we'll see. Look, for me personally, I would like to keep him, but the minute we got Doku, I kind of knew he was going to go. So 45, based on everything, is probably an all right deal. I'd like to see a sell-on, even if it's like a 15% or something. I'd like to see a sell-on in there still. But
Kendall, do you know what it is though? Kendall has,
bro.
Do you know what it is?
He's a youngster. These sell-ons help to add to money. Like Lavia, a little.
Bro, he's 15%. At Chelsea. Who else is?
Do you know what it is though? Kendall. I get. You've got every right to be skeptical, because everyone knows that with young players, Chelsea tend to not play them or mismanage them. I agree with you in it, because over the years I've always criticized how the whole model was, But I think we can only judge the new Chelsea model after like a year or so. Well, let's see how we get on this season. Let's see how much game time he gets. Like Daps has said, I think he's been promised a lot more game time, especially down the middle.
He wouldn't have He wouldn't have gone if he hadn't. He wouldn't have gone. I'm telling you now, from what I've heard off of people that know him, he would not have gone if he hadn't been promised game time.
Nkuku's out until January. We've got Carney out for I think 6 to 7 weeks. We literally haven't got a creative spark in midfield, and he literally fits that bill because he's quite creative, quite flary, and he's got a good shot on him. And what we're trying to do now as well is we need players that can arrive late in that box, crash that box like Mo like saying, and just ras it. Do you get it? I need someone that can just finish.
Does Mo say ras it as well, by the way?
I've never heard him say that.
I wouldn't be surprised anymore because he will use it. And then smile about it that he's used it.
You know, Mo loves saying crash the box in it. I like that one, but we need someone. Like that,
I wasn't laughing at your thing.
I mean, to be honest.
Yeah.
No, what were you laughing at?
Let me just land, man. Let me just land. Yeah, but
hold on. Let him land with what he was laughing at. Then you can land again.
Yeah, so basically, Kendall, I think he'll get a bigger role now, innit? I think he'll get a bigger role at Chelsea. And in comparison to a lot of the 21-year-olds, young players that we've got, he's a lot more polished. He's a lot more polished, man. This is someone that's just come from a Pep system, being coached by Pep, bro. Like, this is a good player, man. He's a good player.
Do you know what? I will say this, right? There's one thing, because obviously sometimes people say, that City have sold some of their younger players for too much money, yeah? But if we look at Lavia as an example, we sold him a year on. How much has he been sold for, right? If you look at there's another player that went to Wolfsburg's now been sold on to Dortmund, and again, City have made some money off of that with this. And the thing is that you've got to remember, our under 21s have done a 3P, our under 18s have done a 4P. Yeah, they have a mentality that is a winning mentality, and there is something in that. Having a winning mentality is important. I think you've bought some, and he does back himself. I sent you that goal earlier against Wickham in the Carabao, and I think he had Mahrez and De Bruyne running next to him. Could have played either of them through. At 19 years old, he said, "Nah, I'm good. I'm going to put it bottom corner."
The guy just scored in a Super Cup final. He just scored against Arsenal,
and that's why. And he knows our style of play. That's why I kind of wanted to keep him, because he knows our style of play. He knows the club. He is a Manchester boy, but you know what? It's like, for me, I just in a weird way now, I hope you lot don't fuck him over, bro. I hope he does get game time.
I hope we don't, bro.
I've had a few debates with I've had a few debates with not Chelsea fans, other fans of other clubs today, where they're going, he's meaty, he's shit, he's this, he's that. And I'm like, do you know what? I hope he proves everyone wrong. But I'm not happy to see him go. I wanted him to stay.
Anyone that's saying he's shit and all of these things and that, Chelsea can get better, Chelsea can do this and that.
The Kendall moment.
DM me, bro. My DMs are open. Give me 10 names that we can realistically get right now that have more experience. If you think Cole Palmer is meaty, you are not watching the guy enough. This guy is quality, bro.
Look, just to clear it up.
Yeah.
None of the players, when you talk about potential on that, none of the players you're talking about potential on, am I saying they don't have potential, And I'm not saying on this one or do this or that. I just feel like clearly, and maybe this is the thing, Egal was saying Liverpool are building for the future. I would say definitely you lot are, because at the moment there's limited experience there. And for me, even if you want to go next season, I think you still need to get some more experience, because this must be Thiago's last season, right?
We keep saying that every year, man. We don't know. This guy's nearly 39.
And it isn't on. I'm not going to tell you who you could get now in any position. I just think from January to now, you've been very limited on the experience you've brought in, and at some point, that's going to bite you in the ass, I think.
And that's exactly why I want to go all out for Tony in January, because number one, he's proven, and number two, he's got a lot more experience. He's
that's 27. Gonna be fun. I don't know who's going to get him. Real talk.
Listen, if we want him, if we make him our main target in Jan, I think
he's already agreed personal terms, right?
I don't know what he's done right now, but listen, we must be speaking to his team, innit? I'm pretty sure.
What's the Wolfleys?
That's why I want Tony, bro. That's another reason why I want Tony to add a little bit more experience and a little bit more age in the team, innit?
So the Kendall moment.
We have to see, man. But listen, right now these young players are in good hands. They're in good hands with Poch.
Did you say it was a Kendall moment? What?
Yeah, they're having their own conversation, Don.
Yeah, I don't know.
Sorry, I was
Can I just say this?
Onside.
The chat are going in, innit? The chat are going in. Sorry.
Are you not still watching? The only one watching the chat should be Cass.
I think a lot of your fans are going to have patience for this signing, and hopefully he does well, because I don't want a situation where you guys continue to buy these young players and they just rot away in your team. And because there's so much talented players you guys have brought in that we've seen not get the development, not get the game time, and just completely wither away. So hopefully you guys do better with Cole Palmer. And I want to know how this is now going to make the team react, because Raheem Sterling has another person in the team that can play his position. You have Madueke also can play in that position.
They're close.
Are you going to be using him as a 10?
And by the way, man, he can play anywhere on the left.
I think the key to this is what happens with Sterling, because if they play Cole Palmer in a 10 role, Sterling will play on the right, and then it still gives the option for Mudryk to come in. If they move Sterling to the left, and put Cole Palmer on the right, it's the writing is massively on the wall for Mudryk. Like,
I'm gonna be real with you lot. We need numbers as well, man. I keep telling you. Egal said it earlier.
What, you need more players?
Chelsea are dropping like flies right now. No, hold on.
Please, sir, I want some more.
Let me land. Let me land.
Never a boy before as a boy wants a ball.
Let me land.
A lot of players. Don't forget that.
We're missing. Yes, we've sold a lot of players. Are you not gonna let me land or not?
Yeah. Please come in for landing, sir.
And Cuckoo's out. Like I said, Cuckoo's out. Cuckoo. Carney's out as well. Yeah, and like I said, we're trying to compete for as much as we can in terms of the other tournaments.
We've got Europe, so that's
right now. We're not in Europe, and we need to be a little bit proactive, man.
How many do you reckon? Another 8 or 9 will be enough?
Please, brothers, man. Let me land, man.
Another 20 million.
What's going on here, man? But anyway, as I was saying,
300 million to Chelsea.
Oh my days. Let me land. But anyway, as I was saying, listen, I'm trying to be a little bit proactive, innit? I'm trying to be a little bit. I'm trying to be. Go on, Kaz. You land my point. Then.
I said go on.
No, that's cool. It's cool. Go on, land it.
His head's gone.
It just did it. Kaz.
You keep interrupting me, bro. I'm trying to land.
I hate this head gone thing. His head isn't gone. I can see
my
his
head is not gone. I'm just trying to talk.
I haven't seen an emoji yet. When we see an emoji, we know his head's gone.
But anyway, as I was saying, I'm trying to be a little bit proactive, man. I'm trying to build a little team. So when we go back into the Champions League, we only need to make a few more tweaks. Do you get it? So that's how I'm looking at it right now, man. I'm trying to
hold on. No. Hold on. I said to you on a show probably about a week ago that and people pulled me up on it, that I'm giving Chelsea a pass this season, as far as I don't think you should challenge. I don't think you should do this or that, because new board, new owner, new players, new manager, all of that, I said, however, and I even said I'll be nice and say you can make one more signing next summer, right? But you have to challenge next year, right? With the amount you spent, you have a year to get it ready, one more signing to fill a gap, and then you have to... Are you saying you want to get a few more of this before the window closes, a few more in January, and then once you get in Champions League, you need to get a few more as well?
No. What I'm saying is maybe we might have to make 1 or 2 tweaks, whether that's letting people go or maybe bringing in just one last player, like a goalkeeper, like a Manian, for example. Because Sanchez.
Oh yeah, you haven't got.
We ain't gonna. We've got Sanchez, and then we've got that new guy that came in. I think it's.
But you don't rate most Chelsea. Don't rate Sanchez, do you?
I don't rate Sanchez, bro. Like, but Kepa, anything to get that man out in it. You get it. So I don't rate Sanchez one bit. You feel me? But this is the situation right now with Chelsea, man. Like. Listen, we've got. We have to see in it. We have to see.
Oh, it's all right. Prem soon come.
Anyways,
Prem soon come.
Man United got 9 injuries. 9 injuries. Yeah, we might have. I don't care if Cucurella comes in or not. I just want Amrabat. And I guess
we're gonna see Johnny and Harry. It's coming. It's cooking. One more injury, and we're gonna see.
I'm confident enough.
Who you got in the Carabao?
Crystal Palace.
Well, Crystal Palace, Harry and Johnny are going to start.
They won't. But what's it called? I just think we need Amrabat. I don't think we need this player, that player, next player, this player. Just for 2 players in each position. I still think it's still good enough for my manager to tweak.
What's your ceiling with Amrabat?
Get past. I'll rate him very highly. I just think he's very much underrated.
No, he said your ceiling. I think he's saying if you get Amrabat.
Oh, if we get Amrabat.
Yeah, as a team.
Comfortably 3rd.
But you finished 3rd last year, so there's no real progression.
Yeah, I mean,
with the board they have, I think to stay solid in 3rd would be.
Yeah, we got. I think everything's kind of covered for what we need. I think even Kobe Mino coming back eventually is a big bonus. They're saying he's coming back earlier than expected. Just as an option.
Rushing a young boy back already.
No. I said as an option, right?
Make sure
young boy, you're brother, your whole midfield's full of young boys. Allow it, man. What's it called? It is Bajcetic.
So can I ask? Cucurella started tonight. Is Cucurella is that close to being done?
After Colville, we might not go nowhere anymore, or Chalobah, depending if it's serious.
So then what?
I don't care if I get him or not. If I'm being totally honest,
you don't get any, man. You don't get any.
Guys, do you realize your back line could be Cucurella, Lindelof, Martinez, and Aaron Wan-Bissaka?
Don't mind it. Don't mind it. It makes us defensively a little bit more solid.
Come again?
Because the thing is, we're thinking of, always with Cucurella, yeah, we're thinking of the Cucurella that's at Chelsea in one season, and they were all shit. Remember, the whole of the Chelsea team was shit. I don't think he's going to be anything special, in my opinion, because I feel like the Man United team he's coming into, you have to have strong willpower to fit in this team, and I don't know if he's that sort of player. I think he's a confidence player, but for someone a manager that wants to play inverted with the left back, right? I think Cucurella might suit that a little bit more than anything, and I don't mind it because technically he's sound and that. I just don't think he's suiting Chelsea and or having a great time there. Or a loan, it's just a loan. It's not like we're buying him. If he succeeds, he succeeds. If he's awful, who cares? We'll have another 2 left backs eventually. And it pushes Maguire.
You keep saying that like you don't know how your club works.
Cup tied now?
No, because I've seen revivals of careers under my manager. That's an example of that, and some of them hasn't as well at the same time. So, but there's evidence there to show that Erik ten Hag has done quite well with the defenders, especially like Dalot at one point and a half the season until he got injured. Wan-Bissaka, I don't know how this guy found some dribbling skills, but they're unorthodox, but they work. Even
so, but hold on. If you don't get Cucurella, who's playing left back?
He's cup tied though as well, so he won't be able to play in the Carabao now, will he?
But who's playing left back? Martinez?
No, so Dalot will fill in there for now. Luke Shaw's back whenever he needs to be back, and I'm pretty
is he not far off being back? I thought he's out for
Malassia's back in 3-4 weeks.
But is Shaw back soon then? Is Shaw
he's done for about a couple months. I want him out of my club now.
So at the moment you wouldn't have it. You've got Dalot filling in there.
Yeah, no, but I think we can definitely cope.
You want Luke Shaw out of your club?
Yeah, at the end of next season, I want him
back at your club easily.
Yeah, no, but I want new fullbacks. They're not good enough.
Okay,
so wait, they're saying that Cucurella's cup tied now.
Every time you buy a fullback, they're supposed to challenge Luke Shaw.
You smart.
Luke Shaw steps up.
Smart.
Huh?
Every time you buy a fullback who's supposed to be better than Luke Shaw, who is it? Tellez.
I don't know.
Malacia. Luke Shaw always comes out on top.
I don't care. He done it for his contract. He does it all the time. I'm not getting bamboozled. I want him out of my club. The thing is, right, he always gets injured. He has one good season, one awful season. And he started terribly, and it's going to continue.
I hear it, but bro, you're solving a problem. Another problem. That's what you're doing.
Not bad.
Hold on. Let me ask. Another problem.
I'm saying on Luke Shaw. I don't want him gone now because he's not going to go. I'm saying next season. Yeah, in hope that things change at the club as well. I want him gone. I've had him for nearly 10 years. Yeah. He hasn't succeeded at the club in any expectation whatsoever. Yes, he looks good for us here and there, but he's a confidence player. I feel like we can go out there and go get something better than him. Yeah, and I've had enough of the same familiar faces that have been a part of a bunch of losers.
Let's say Cucurella.
Guess what though? This has to come with the ownership change because of your ownership.
Yeah, 100%.
That's the problem with you guys.
But I've had enough of these bunch. A lot of these guys are losers. Yeah, at our club. Rashford, currently for me, he's a loser. Shaw is a loser.
I think Cucurella is a good signing though.
It's just a loan. As a loan, I don't mind it. I'll be real. I like the profile for it.
I think it's a loan. I think it's the right deal.
I don't know how.
Cass keeps he keeps making himself believe that it's just going to be a loan. You know how your club works, brother. You know how your club works, brother.
When Cucurella came to your club, you must have been gassed. I remember gassed. Man City were so happy that they were linked to him. They were about to get another left back.
Whoa, Fido.
You guys wanted him.
So happy. Hold on. Okay. No, hold on. Yeah, but say we were so happy.
It's the reality.
I'm not triggered. Don't instantly, when someone challenges you, say triggered. It's just the way you said.
No, the way you jumped up after what I said, I kind of thought you were triggered.
Finished. It was just the way you said. Man City was so happy we were linked with him. Bro, we're not Brighton. Chill out, bro. Like, happy we're linked with the player. It wasn't that. Come on.
Egal, listen, I was gassed when we got him, bro. He came off a a good season. Like I said to Cass, the guy had personal issues last year. I don't think he's robbed. I just think
that tonsillitis. Jesus.
Why didn't he work out with
tonsillitis and all of that? Say that again.
Why didn't he work out with Poch? Because I think he would have cooked in the Chilwell position.
I think Poch has already said he prefers Maatsen. So for me, going forward, I think Maatsen's a better option. Really, I don't think Cucurella is the worst option, but for me, too much of a bozo, man. He lacks concentration a lot. So
yeah, I think that's my issue as well. That he lacks concentration as well. But I feel like the players he has around him can definitely benefit him a little bit better. You know, Sandro Martinez. Casemiro. I think and all that kind of. I think they will definitely have a hold of him more than what Chelsea players do. Because other than Thiago Silva, I don't look at Chelsea's leaders or anything like that. And I think it can. I think it can help. But this is all.
It can help, bro. You need players to lead lines.
I completely disagree.
Yeah, that's fine. But I feel like it's just a loan for me. I don't mind it. Like at best out of a bad bunch.
Let him eat the copium months, man. Just let him, man.
No. Let me just give them. First of all, the name Cucurella is wild. That is crazy.
Who said that?
We said it yesterday.
That is wild. Second of all.
That's the Cucurella.
Second of all. Yeah. You lot are making so many excuses for this guy. Yes, Man City wanted him. Whoop-de-doo. Yeah, Chelsea got him. He is up there with the Harry Maguire type flops in terms of in a single season. I'm telling you, 60 million for someone to bring up. I remember one good game from him, and that was Dortmund away for Chelsea.
Yep.
Every other game was below average. And I'll say this from now. Do not give me Chelsea were crap, off-field problems. You know, the team was just bad, so he was bad. Then why did Lewis Hall come in and look brilliant straight away?
Because usually, all right, I'll let you know.
Because he's better than him.
Let me let you know.
Hold on. And why is Maatsen, who we don't even know if man's ready, like we don't even know if he's even ready like that, above a £60 million investment, and they're just giving you lot to Man U. They are laughing at you. You are playing checkers, and they are playing chess.
Well,
trust me, he ain't
if they're playing, that's up to you though to think that. Yeah, you're going on like we're spending 60 million on the dude. Left back when you need an emergency loan because clearly there's not enough going on in the club that can actually cover the position enough. I think it's the best out of a bad bunch, but it's a decent thing. It's just a loan, bro. It's like you're going on like we're gonna go sign him. Some things you're gonna sign.
You don't know that.
It might have an obligation though at the end.
By the way, from the facts, yeah, you said, but by the facts that we know currently in negotiations, there's no obligation or no option. It's just a straight loan.
Combination.
Yo,
anyways,
I want to know.
By that logic, we would have signed Veghorst and Sabitzer too, but we never did we? There was no obligation and stuff like that. So
I don't think it'll be that. I don't think it'll be as bad as that.
I'm gonna go off. I think it's just been 1 year they had a bad. I'm willing to give him a chance. I don't mind it.
So then, Cass, if he has a decent season, yeah, would you want to sign him? Like
it depends how good the season is.
That's a mad question.
Will you allow Arsenal fans to
because it sounds like he's got an agenda. It sounds like he's got a Cucurella agenda.
But bro,
you know what, Kendall? That's a great question.
Hold on, a good or bad agenda? Hold on,
a bad one. A bad one because he keeps saying it's just a loan. It's just a loan. But I'm saying, okay, cool. It's just a loan.
No, I think what he means by it's just a loan. But I think what he means by it's just a loan is that, you know, if it doesn't go well, like Harry Maguire, then they can back out and he goes back to you lot. But if it does go well, then, and that's the only thing. It's a risk from your side. It's probably good as far as the. I mean, look, you'd rather offload him now, probably sell him, yeah. But if it goes well, you could pull him back. For United, if it goes well, you lot could go in selling him to you. And so it's a risky one, but I do get what Cass is saying because he doesn't want to be stuck with someone that does end up bad. So he's saying it's a loan. We're not stuck with.
He's still there.
It doesn't matter what he does. It doesn't matter what he does.
There are Chelsea fans telling me to stop snitching. So listen,
I'm pretty sure. I'm
ruining the hustle.
I'm pretty sure you would rather have Cucurella than some of these guys that are on the market today.
Tell me what I want to think.
He's not that bad, bro.
Ben and Shimmercats.
The guy literally had the Premier League by storm a year ago.
Don't tell me who I would rather have. I think he's crap.
There's a lot of people that share that opinion. There is a lot of people, man.
It's easy. It's easy to have failed at a club and not be settled at a club.
He's crap too.
I've never once said he's crap. I just think Chelsea.
Who are you gonna get as a backup left back right now in today's market?
One sec. At the start of the season, we were laughing.
Play left back and left centre back. By the way,
at the start of the season, we were laughing at Don about Sterling and everything. Actually, to be fair, he wasn't even feeling him in pre-season. No, he wasn't even feeling him in pre-season. And he said we all said he was done. A lot of these players were done. Sometimes
I didn't say he was done. I wasn't feeling him.
I've been biased for Raheem Sterling. You know my
yeah. Jamaican, you done amazing once, amazing. You know, big up Carney and everything. Big up you, whatever.
Newsflash.
But anyway,
Newsflash. Monts is from Barbados.
Wait, what is he?
No, I'm joking.
Anyways, you can have your ties, Jamaican, all that stuff. Yeah, you don't want to grill him. I understand that. Fine. But I'm willing to give a player a chance that's only had a crap season. They ain't look good under a crap regime at this moment of time. That's
you know what's so funny though, Cass? You keep trying to blame all like. Listen, let's talk about the player now, innit? Let's talk about the player now, yeah.
Bro,
brother, let me tell you who was our manager? Wait, hold on. Let me land, bro. Who was our manager last season, and who was his manager before that?
I know it's Graham Potter, but
he worked under the same manager, bro, and he was still performing the way he was.
And that's fine. And Don, I'm not being funny. None of the players worked under Graham Potter. And guess what? He also had Frank Lampard. He also had that flipping caretaker dude. And he also had who else?
Oh, Bruno. And chill, man. Relax with Bruno, man. He's done all right against
Pochettino. That's barely giving him a chop. To be fair, it's just not in Pochettino's plans. He prefers Maatsen and he prefers Chilwell, and that's totally fine. He's out the window. That means his confidence is going to be shot. I don't mind that. That's 1 year. You finished 12th, bro. You're a mid-table club. So here we are talking right now
about mid-table club. How dare you? How dare you?
Are you going to give Havertz a pass there?
One sec, yeah.
We treat your club like CEX. Where's Mason? Deadwood gone. Where's Cucurella? Going to your club. Deadwood club. CEX over there, bro. That's what we could treat you like. Yeah?
Anyway,
about 12.
Anyways,
I mean, to be fair, it's factual though, isn't it? It's factual.
By the way, he means game club for the people in America.
Anyways, as I was saying, we're not going on like Cucurella wasn't moving like one of the best left backs for what, a year and so in Brighton and in the league.
No.
Was it a year? Because I'm pretty sure he got switched over in a system. I swear he was there for a couple of seasons, not just one.
Look at that risk. He manager at Chelsea.
Anyways, sometimes it just don't work when you follow. No one worked at Chelsea, bro. Not one signing. Enzo
was good. Madisha was good.
Why did an academy problem and nobody? Why did nobody come in? Hold on. Why did a nobody come in and look better than him?
Huh?
Why do you mean? Nobody, an academy youth come in and look better.
You know what the difference is, Mons? When you're an academy player and you're hungry and you're raw, it's different, bro, to look good. And I'm not gonna say that Lewis Hall is just when the player is raw and everything.
So a raw player from the academy is looking better than an experienced player. Okay.
So why didn't you Fernandes?
I hope, Cass, I slightly hope that Cucurella doesn't join you and stays at Chelsea and ends up having to start, and then we'll see what.
He's starting nowhere, man.
We'll see what Don's got to say in a couple of weeks' time.
First and foremost, let me get this straight. Yeah, you're moving on like we're buying him. It's just a loan, bro. But I'm willing to give him a chance. That's all I've said. But you don't want to run jokes and say he's bad. That's fine. But
Cass is being fair. He's being fair.
If he's bad,
he's not even saying he's overly excited about him. He's saying it is what it is. We're getting him on a loan.
Bringing up the league position from last year still hurts him.
It doesn't matter. See, if he's bad, he's still going to be your player next season, and we won't buy him. And that's that. And that's the facts. What now?
Lukaku's still your player, I believe, by the way.
Bring on the next game week.
Bring on the next day of transfers.
Yeah.
Got 2 more days to go, yeah.
You know what? They celebrate more transfers than anything else. I love Chelsea. They're funny.
We're gonna end it there anyways.
In a bit,
and we'll be back tomorrow midday.
Love months
at some point. But yeah, man, in a bit. And who hasn't
smashed the likes on the way up, people?
Yeah, 11 likes away. Of 600 in a bit.